Good evening, Metal Faithful. It is I, the Mandator Reporter, and frankly, I'm mortified, Mr. Mark Radulich. And this is the Metal Hammer of Doom. Tonight is the night. It's a beautiful night. We are going to review a band and an album that my co-host picked out. Yes, we actually said you get to pick one album this year. You know, there are 52 weeks in a year. You get one pick. So
better make it a good one.
And so he picked All Together Now, I believe is the name of the band. Jesse, is that right?
No, sir. Afraid not.
Alligator Cock?
No, sir. Although that's probably a band name. That's not this one.
Somebody call Ronnie Adams. Allegaeon?
No, afraid not. Wrong again. Sir, this is Allegaeon. Allegaeon.
Oh.
Yeah. Now, as to what that means, I couldn't tell you. I don't know if that's an actual word or if that's a made-up word. I'm sure it means something somewhere. But I can tell you that we wanted to do an album. Well, actually, I tried to convince you guys to do an album a couple years ago, and it was the previous album to this, which was Proponent for Sentience, I believe. And that was, I just had it right here in front of me, released in September of 2016. So we were going to try and do that one. Something came up and we weren't able to do it. And it ended up being my favorite album of the year. And I was really, really sad that we didn't have the chance to cover that one. So, sure enough, earlier this year I found out that Allegaeon was going to be releasing a new one. And this one was called Apoptosis. So, do you have the deets in front of you as to what Apoptosis is or when it got released and all that?
Did you say the name of the album is Pop Will Eat Itself? Because that's the name of a band.
No,
relation.
Sir.
Get up, get out. No relation. Oh, we should listen to that. I'm going to go ahead and put on Pop Will Eat Itself.
No, you will not do that.
Oh, damn it. But if the answer isn't violence, neither is your silence, Jesse.
Stay on target. Stay on target.
That's a line from a Pop Will Eat Itself song, by the way.
Oh, okay. All right.
No relation. Get up, get out. No relation. See, this is one that you pick, so I'm completely fucking ADD tonight.
No kidding. No kidding.
As I said before, what a dick. All right, let's get serious for a moment. This album, Apoptosis, is the fifth studio album by Allegaeon. It was produced by the band's longtime producer, Dave Otero. It was released on April 23rd, 2019 through Metal Blade Records. And it's the first Allegaeon song to record. This is the first Allegaeon record to feature, reading, it's fundamental, Brandon Michael. They had 3 singles from this album so far. Stellar Title Interruption, which I believe also has a video. Extremophiles, B.
Because there is an Extremophiles A on here.
Sure. And Colors of the Currents, which is actually an instrumental track.
Yeah, nice little classical guitar piece, I believe.
Yeah, we're going to skip that one.
That's fine. Although that is a staple of I think all of the Allegaeon albums. There is some great classical guitar they kind of throw in the middle and it leads into, another real heavy track. And as a matter of fact, the dude that does that, oh my goodness, I wish I could remember his name. There's so many guitarists listed here. It may be Michael Stansel. Anyway, he got recognized by some really prestigious, I want to say, I don't know, schools? I think it was prestigious school for his classical guitar work on this album. So Dude, if there's anything that you're going to take away from this album is that these dudes know how to play their instruments.
Riley McShane, who's the singer for the band, said thematically, this record is all about contrast, and the music reflects that perfectly. The vocals are heavier than ever, but there's also more clean sections. The drums are faster than ever, but also more dynamic. And the guitar playing is lower and slower. That is the tempo than on most previous albums, but also provides long, melodic, and beautiful sections throughout. Woo!
So, tech death. Tech death is one of the genres that I was calling it sci-fi metal there for a while until I realized no, I need to call it tech death. Apparently, that sounds so much cooler.
Yes, technical death metal.
Yes,
is the genre.
It is. That is one of my favorite subgenres of metal because it's all about. If you look at it, sometimes it's talking about space travel. I mean, one of their songs, Mark Radulich, was called Dyson Sphere. All right,
because of course.
Yeah, I mean, and it was nothing but about taking, enveloping a sun and using its power with some type of a device. There's a lot of fun elements in those. In most of these albums. So, all stuff like Proponent for Sentience was all about how the robots were going to take over. And I think I told you when we were talking about the video that, there was one song that included the laws of robotics.
Yep.
So when we get into this album, I have the lyrics in front of me just so I can have an idea. This will be the first time I looked at the lyrics. But if you don't know, ladies and gentlemen, apoptosis is the natural death of a cell, a living cell in the body. So that's kind of where we're starting at. That's how they're titling this album. And there is a track on here called Apoptosis. But
so here's what I pulled up: technical death metal, also simply referred to as tech death, as you said before, is a musical subgenre of death metal that began and developed in the early to mid '90s. With particular focus on challenging, demanding instrumental skill and complex songwriting. It is a mixture of death metal, progressive metal, avant-garde metal, and jazz fusion.
Jazz fusion.
So I'm going to read you some bands. I'm going to see if you've heard of any of these.
Doubtful.
Let's test Jesse's knowledge of technical death metal bands. Are you ready?
Hit me.
From Sweden. He is from Sweden. I like meatballs. Anata.
Nope. That's nada. I have no idea who that is.
From Canada. Archspire.
No.
Right here in the good old US of A. Arsis.
Yes. As a matter of fact, they played with Scar Symmetry when I went to go see them. And they kicked some ass.
Okay. Atheist.
No.
Atrocity.
No.
Arguery.
Nope.
Becoming the Archetype.
Nope.
Beneath the Massacre.
No.
Between the Buried and Me.
Sounds familiar, but no.
Yeah, they're pretty popular. And I think I might have at one point had them on the schedule, and then took them off. Beyond Creation.
Nope.
Brain Drill.
No. Sounds interesting.
Burning the Masses.
Nope.
Cephalic Carnage.
Nope.
Coprofago.
Nope.
They're from Chile, by the way.
Chile?
There's a part of me that wants to be like Fagabeefy, just to see if you'll, accept it.
I'm looking at the list, sir. I'm looking at the list. Fuck off. I recognize one, and you'll know this one.
So Fagabeefy is not on the list?
I'm afraid it's not. Afraid not. Although there is a band that is not on this list that I think belongs here, so there's a very good possibility Fagabeefy is not on this list because they forgot him.
Go ahead.
Hold on. Gojira. Gojira's on the list. If you go down the east, so that's
yes. They're Frenchy French.
I wouldn't. Me personally, I wouldn't put them in the tech death genre. But then again, I don't know much of their back catalog, so there might be something that was
maybe their subgenre that most accurately represents them is kaiju metal.
Please make that a thing. Make it a thing.
Cryptopsy.
Nope.
Cynic.
Nope.
Death.
Yeah, I know. Didn't you guys do a retrospective on here?
Fucking Coop did during one of my hiatuses.
That's right. I remember. He brought on some guy that I've never heard again.
Yeah.
I haven't heard Coop again for a while.
that happens on the Rattlevision Broadcasting Network. You might be on a podcast. You might end up in a trunk. Decapitated.
I've heard of them. Never listened to them.
They're from Poland.
All right.
Decrepit Birth.
Nope.
Demolich.
Nope.
Despised Icon.
No.
Fucking Dying Fetus, baby, yeah.
I was going to say, I think I've heard of them, but I don't.
We've covered them on here.
Did we?
Yeah, I love Dying Fetus.
When? I had to have been something pretty early in my days if I was on here.
Google it, motherfucker. One shot, one kill, baby.
Oh, yes. I remember that album. I do. Okay.
Extol.
Nope.
The Faceless.
Nope.
Flesh God Apocalypse.
I've heard of that. Never listened to them.
The aforementioned Gojira Gorguts.
No.
Gonna get them Gorguts.
Digging right up in them gore guts, baby.
That's right. Nice. In Battle.
No.
Inner Grotesque.
No.
Into the... I wish Ronnie Adams were here right now. Into the Moat.
Nope.
Man Must Die.
Oh.
Necrophagist.
No.
Necrophagabeefy.
No.
Neuroxis.
Nope.
Nile.
I've heard of them. I've never listened to them, though.
Yeah, they're okay. Nocturnus.
No.
Obscura.
I'll say I've heard of them, but again, don't know if I've listened to them.
Odious Mortem.
Nope.
Oppressor.
Nope.
Opeth.
I think so.
Yeah, definitely. Origin.
No.
Pestilence.
Nope.
Psychroptic.
No, sir.
Punish.
Oh.
The Red Cord.
Nope.
Revocation.
Oh.
Revulsed.
Nope.
Rings of Saturn.
Yes. And you know what had happened? This is an interesting story. Do you remember Periscope? The live video, I think it got...
Yeah, you were all about periscoping for a while there.
Yeah, I periscoped a few times. Well, one time I sat down and periscoped in Elements of the Infinite because I was so taken aback about how the subject matter of that album. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do like a quick Metal Hammer of Doom-esque review on Periscope of Elements of the Infinite. Now, granted, Elements of the Infinite had been a few years since it had come out. Well, somebody had got on there and he says, dude, if you want to hear some good, like, technical death metal, listen to Rings of Saturn. And I will tell you that, yes, they kicked some ass. If you listen to the guitar playing in this album, you're going to be able to draw parallels to some of the skill. And I'd say the guitar player of Rings of Saturn was I'd say just a bit more impressive than what we hear here. So, yes, I've heard of Rings of Saturn, sir.
All right. Well, they apparently have an album coming out sometime in 2019.
Oh, interesting. All right. Well,
according to their wiki, on February 10th, 2019, Rings of Saturn Facebook pointed out that Mike Caputo... Oh, nope. Let's go back a little.
We'll go back.
Get back to where you want to go. Goddamn.
Hot damn.
Hot time, summer in the city.
Back my neck is dirt and gritty.
Okay, I can't find... I mean, it just... When I look at their Wikipedia page, it says in their discography that it says to be announced 2019.
I see it.
I think I have an idea. I'm going to do something here, Jesse.
Oh, do it.
We're going to do something a little crazy right here in the Metal Hammer of Doom. I don't know if it's going to work out very well, though.
Oh.
I'm going over to the December calendar. December is Christmas time. It's Christmas time in Hollis, Queens. Mom's cooking dinner at Collard Greens.
Collard Greens, baby.
If Rings of Saturn has an album out before December 4th,
okay,
I'm gonna go ahead.
We're gonna check it out.
I'm gonna put it on the calendar, and that's your Christmas present from me to you.
Oh man, that means so much to me. So much to me. Musical style. All music describes Rings of Saturn as a progressive, technical deathcore outfit. Now, I will tell you that when we get into Apoptosis, the elements of let's try this. The progressiveness has been kind of, I don't know, turned up a little bit in this particular album compared to previous albums from Allegaeon. How about calling him Allegaeon, Mark? Yeah, but anyway, yeah. So, yeah, I'm down. I think the album that I listened to was Lugal KN. I mean, these guys. I just remember Rings of Saturn. They definitely kick some ass, and I listened to, I think, their whole album, if I remember right. So, well, yeah, we'll check it out.
Come December 4th, we'll check out, if not the new Rings of Saturn, then we'll check out an old Rings of Saturn, and that's going to be Jesse's second pick for the year.
Woo! Look at that.
Look at you getting all kinds of picks.
Yeah, buddy.
Maybe in 2020 I'll let you pick 3.
No. Let's not overdo it. Last thing I want to do is push it there.
Spawn of Possession.
Never heard of that one.
Suffocation. You must have heard of Suffocation.
I have heard, but listened to, no.
You need to go listen to some Suffocation. I swear by that band. They are fucking amazing. I saw them in New Orleans. Hot for teacher.
Oh, my.
Trigger the Bloodshed.
Nope.
That's what I wanted to do at work today. That's enough about that, though. And lastly, from New Zealand, where they make the nice rack of lamb, Ulcerate.
No. So remember how I said this is my favorite subgenre of metal?
Yeah.
Couldn't fucking tell, could you?
You've listened to like 2 bands.
Yeah, 3 bands. Apparently, I've got a lot more bands I need to listen to, though. Wow, there's a lot on that list.
Well,
I've never heard of.
Yeah, well, that's why we went through that. We went through that list because it's like if you're really into this, for whatever your fucking reasons are, then here's some bands for you to check out.
Who doesn't like a fucking sci-fi story being told in metal? Huh?
Look at
Glory
me.
Hammer's gonna be doing it here in a couple weeks. So just
look at me. I did a song about math.
It's fucking great. Hey, if fucking Sabaton can educate you about history, all right, there needs to be a metal band that can teach you about math and science. I mean, who better than they have a fucking song off the last album called "All Hail Science," for shit's sake.
Who better than Canyon?
Better than Canyon.
Do you realize I only have one more spot left on the entire 2019 calendar for Metal Hammer of Doom?
I'm actually quite surprised it is not completely filled.
What did I say? Like the last time I said, like, we're gonna go up through September, right? So we have everything filled up through August, right? But that's where we just decided to stop recording Metal Hammer of Doom extras.
That's right, yeah.
I've already got September filled out. We've got Tarja, Hammerfall, Elven King. I've got October filled out already. That's covers month because it's Halloween. Get it? We've got Pat Boone in a metal mood. We've got the Prince Batman soundtrack.
I will tell you right now,
what the fuck?
If Tarja does not impress me, it's 3 strikes, she's out. I don't want to talk about her ever again.
the new Arch Enemy album that came out earlier this year, covered in
covers. Yeah.
Weezer, the Teal album. Though if Ace Frehley gets his album out, I might have to take one of these off and get rid of it. I want to keep Prince Batman though, because I'm dedicating the entire week to Batman stuff because of the Joker movie.
Oh, I'm down. Whatever.
Yeah, you got to talk about the new Pennyworth show that week.
I do. Yeah. This is on that sacred channel or the never heard of before Epics.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then either Danzig Skeletons or whatever the new Danzig cover album is, where he sings nothing but Elvis shit. And then in November, Sweet November Rain, we've got Blind Guardian, we got the new Hell Yeah, and then our Halloween album this year is I got to figure out which one we're gonna do, but we're gonna do an '80s Kiss album.
Okay. All right, then.
So I literally have one spot left on the calendar.
Well,
what's it going to be, Jesse?
I don't know, man. There's...
The Body Count album's got to come out at some point this year. They've been promising me Body Count. I'm waiting for them to drop to tell us what the drop date is. I might just have to hold on to that spot just for Body Count.
Body Count's in the house. Body Count.
Body Count. Shit ain't like that, Jesse.
Shit ain't like that!
I'm going to tell you right now.
Real fucked up.
Bitches be whores. It's real fucked up. All right. All right, enough scheduling, enough of the Rattlegion Broadcasting schedule podcast. Let's get this shit over with. Here we go, motherfuckers. This here is the Apoptosis. We're going to skip the first track because, instrumental. We're going to go right to Interphase Meiosis. Look, I'm not going to lie. Like, we did a lot of kind of horsing around here to start off with, but that fucking kicks ass.
Well, I'm glad to hear you liked it, dude. There's not going to be a shortage of heavy when these guys, get on the mic. And there seems to be... When I first started listening to metal, there was a disconnect for me to listen to somebody who screamed like that and think that all they were saying was nonsense. And then if you look at the lyrics of this song, it is probably some of the most educational stuff you're going to learn. As a matter of fact, Mark Radulich, I took just this song and the lyrics to it and threw it into the old word counter.
Oh, this is my favorite bit we do.
Well, unfortunately, I don't have it still in there, but I can tell you one thing that I took from it. Up at the top, it said reading level college graduate.
Holy shit, dude!
Yeah, I've taken the rest of the songs from the album, the rest of the lyrics, and threw it in there, and it downgraded it just a smidge to college student. But this first song is, it's talking about prophase, anaphase, interphase, and I just tossed up some, went to the old dictionary. Our instrumental track was called Parthenogenesis, by the way, and just to let you know what that is, it's reproduction from an ovum without fertilization, especially as a normal process in some invertebrates and lower plants. And then when we get to interphase is the resting phase between successive mitotic divisions of a cell, or between the first and second divisions of meiosis. And then you already, like the other side of this track is called meiosis. It says that is a type of cell division that results in 4 daughter cells, each with half the number of chromosomes of the parent cell, as in the production of gametes.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
Because I think I want to play a game now.
Oh, boy.
What is probably the highest reading level song on this?
It'd be this one, I think. I don't know, man, because I didn't toss all of them in there separately. I would say that this one is probably up there. This one seems like the most scientific of all of them. Exothermic chemical combustion. that's some interesting stuff, because he just starts when we get into that one. He's naming off elements and shit. So I'll go with this one, but we can find out. You want to? So you want to do a game and just see if we're right here. I'm going to go with. I'm going to stick with this one as being the most, the highest on the reading level, and we'll throw them in there individually as we go along.
All right, but hang on 1 second though.
Okay,
hey, Lily, come here.
Oh, this is the game. I get it.
Hang on 1 second.
All right.
Entertain the people.
Entertain the people. Well, as Mark goes and grabs his daughter to torture her, make her read some of the craziest metal lyrics. If you take a look, sometimes we talk about the album cover on here. I'll go ahead and talk about it. If you take a look at the album cover, Allegaeon put this crazy-looking cell. It looks like a city that's evolving.
So my kids are passed the fuck out.
Ah, well, damn. I would have loved to have heard her give it a shot.
Try to read this shit. So yeah. I'll just share a little bit for the people. Prophase. The nucleus disappears. Mitotic spindle forms. Sisters. Joined by duplicated centromere. Metaphase. Stretching centrioles. Pushing to the center. Grasping for pairs of chromosomes.
Can you believe that is what he's saying as he's screaming? It's just amazing to me.
I really can. Because did I ever tell you that my friends and I were going to start a death metal band called, it wasn't Foie Gras. Shit, what the fuck was it? It was something having to do with food.
Okay.
And all of our songs were going to be...
recipes?
Recipes, yes.
Oh, that's fucking fantastic. Oh, that's great.
And you can do that with death metal. It really does lend itself to just reading from a cookbook.
It does. It really does. And as you can see here, just in that those first few verses there, all he's doing is describing the motions the cell goes through. So
these guys are fucking geniuses.
Well, yeah, I'll give them that for sure. I mean, they've educated me on a lot, sir.
All right, let's move this forward here. This next song is called Extremophiles B. This is fucking brutal, dude.
It is, dude. They do not let off the gas. So an extremophile, just to let everybody in on what an extremophile is, an extremophile...
Someone who likes to touch extremists.
It might be. I don't know. It may very well be. It is from the Latin extremis, meaning extreme, and the Greek philia, meaning love. It's an organism that thrives in physically or geochemically extreme conditions that are detrimental to most life on Earth. Okay. In contrast, organisms that live in more moderate environments may be termed mesophiles or neutrophiles.
So oh god, what the fuck are those creatures in the Orville called? The all male race.
The Mocklins?
Yeah, so like the Mocklins, basically.
Well, they had to adapt. What you'll see is one of the themes throughout this album is they're kind of championing like how life finds a way. Yeah, I didn't want to go there, but I went with Jeff Goldblum. But no, it's a very positive message about how even like the smallest organism can find a way to adapt to their surroundings and continue to actually thrive. So and if you look at the lyrics, it's just all about, it sounds like it's from the point of view of whatever that organism is. I mean, it starts out very personal. It says, I am exposed to elements known, to in excess destroy and dethrone, to total envelopment of the system, resistance suspended as stone. So it's amazing the lyrics that are written and are told by this guy. There's a few times when the clean vocals come in, and I think they might show up in this song at one point. But either way, I'm down with the harsh through this. The harsh vocals are completely. I am 100% behind them, and they do a great job in my opinion. So, and I don't know if we're going to get a chance to listen to some of the real technical stuff because we're beholden to the limits of how much we can play. But as you go forward through some of these songs, I mean, these guitar players have their chance to shine, and there is some fucking technical guitar work that is just outstanding.
Well, I can definitely appreciate a band that know how to play their instruments, and it isn't just a 3-chord strum. So I'm excited to hear. I've already played through it once. It was I listened to it on the drive home while I was thinking about some things, Jesse.
I hear you. Oh, I hear you.
I was thinking about some annoying things.
Annoying things.
No, they weren't big things. They were aggravating things. This next one is called The Secular Age. So I just sent you a message on Messenger. Fucking badass, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Ooh, baby. Hard as a rock right now.
What do you think? What do you think of? I mean, I don't know if you're looking at the lyrics. I know you're not the lyric guy,
No.
but secular. I mean, do you know what they're talking about when they say the secular age?
Well, I know what secular means.
Okay, well, let's educate I'm going to educate our listeners here just in case. Secularization refers to the declining influence of religion and religious values within a given culture. So if you go down through these lyrics...
But you wouldn't know it as the South starts to embrace fucking anti-abortion laws.
I know, dude.
Ooh-wee.
Yeah. What is it, Georgia? Georgia's about to lose everything. Like, everybody's just going to... Everything.
They're not going to fucking pass it, dude. They're not,
is that the case?
Money is more important than faith and trying to secure the conservative vote. If this many people are not willing to film in Georgia, they're going to cave.
Yeah, what is it? Atlanta's like a hotbed for that place, filming and stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, I think they needed to kind of give it the old college try, see how the world would react. But if this is going to cost the city, if this is going to cost the state of Georgia money, it's not happening.
They're like, nah, we're going to kind of scale that back just a little bit. Yeah. Well, yeah. So, there you go. The secular age, man. Information era methods developed to cross-compare. Evidence presents itself once hidden origins laying bare. Systemic beliefs that bound us disintegrate after thousands of years. Free from the reins of wonder and terror, what once was concrete now vanishes into the air. Whew, some good meaty stuff here, Mark. Real good meaty, shit that'll make you sit there and think, well, that's a great topic to talk about, as a matter of fact.
I don't know, man. All I know is it made me bob my head and want to fuck shit up.
There are... so we talked about Extremophiles B. That was one of the singles that they released. I remember hearing that, and I've listened to a total of 4 Allegaeon albums so far. I've not listened to like one of their earliest ones, and I gotta say that this album's solid. Okay, I'm not going to give away my complete review for the end, but this album's solid. But there were a couple tracks that were growers and not showers for me. Extremophiles B was one, because it actually grew into a monster for me, and I've really learned to enjoy that. And you got to take each song with, number one, what it sounds like, and usually I have no complaints with what these guys sound like. Mm-hmm. And then number two, you take into the subject matter as well as to what they're talking about, and the concept of the album overall, which I don't think this is a concept album, but there's a lot of references to, cellular division and all this. But regardless, there's quite a few actual growers, not showers on here. Extremophiles B, I remember being one. Secular Age was one for me. And this exothermic chemical combustion, this next one we're getting ready to go into, it was one of those ones I was like, oh man, I can almost do without it. And then probably within a span of 2 days, I was like, wait a second, what the fuck was I thinking? Because it tends to kick all sorts of ass, especially when you get to the middle part of the song, which if we don't play it, that's fine. But either way, ladies and gentlemen, at least give it a chance for sure. So ready whenever you are, man.
All right, well, here we fucking go then. This is Exothermic Chemical Combustion. Okay, I can see why initially you were like, on that one, but that's fucking awesome.
Dude.
I can see there. I can hear where like the technical death metal is starting to break through a little bit more. And you don't, because like there are certain, in almost all genres of death metal, there's where it just feels like the whole thing is being driven by the drummer, and the drummer isn't really beating with any kind of a rhythm. He's just going,
Yeah.
And it's not like double bass or anything. Yeah, it's just total blast beats. And so it kind of started that way, but then it quickly shifted to a little bit more rhythmical. I'm like, yeah, now I dig it.
Oh yeah, that's what I like about the melodic aspects of this band, because they will it just brings me in and makes me enjoy it that much more, even though I'm getting hammered over the head with some of the vocals. And if you'll notice that the vocals kind of changed a little bit, they sounded a little bit, a little bit more. I don't want to say raspy. Yeah, okay, that sounds exactly like what I'm wanting to say. And they did that previously on the few albums that I've listened to. That vocal set or vocal tone is used a lot more. It's not used as much on this album, I noticed. But either way, I still enjoyed it. I mean, like I said, at this point, all this song is about a forest fire, a natural forest fire. So it's about how obviously
only you can prevent forest fires.
He's talking about how it's good for the environment, and it's a cleansing of sorts. Because I'm sure you've heard that some forest fires are actually they're actually a good thing for whatever area they're in.
Yeah, it's the old slash and burn. You renew the soil that way.
Exactly, and that's pretty much all this song's about. I mean, and he starts naming elements: nitrogen, phosphorus, magnesium, calcium, potassium, sulfuric amino acids. You're like, what the fuck, man? It's chemistry class.
I need more people to start bands where your whole songs consist of lists, like stop writing about your bitches, stop writing about your sad feelings. Please write about scientific fucking phenomena.
Well, that's what makes this so interesting. I've heard everything else over and over and over, and you don't hear people like this. You don't hear bands like this. You don't hear people coming to the microphone and going and teaching you about things. That's why I like Sabaton. Sabaton was a glorious bounding into history, and we hit Glory Hammer. Glory Hammer is a glorious bounding into fictional history, apparently.
And hoots.
The Hootsman has arrived, sir.
Hootsuite.
Oh man, Hootsuite. So, again, there's a part. I don't want to call it a breakdown because I still haven't figured out. But there's a part in this song where the tone of it changes up so much and it gets so groovy for just a few minutes. That's what really sold me on the song. It's more towards the end, but either way, man, exothermic chemical combustion.
Can I ask you a question?
Absolutely.
Utterly off topic.
Okay.
Your youngest son, he's 5, right?
Yes, sir.
He has chores to do around the house?
No, other than picking up his own messes, no.
Okay.
We don't give him chores.
My daughter had to clean up her room today, and she's got too much stuff for the amount of space she's currently occupying, especially in the where the furniture is in her room.
Mm-hmm.
So my wife was kind of in there trying to unearth the mess, and my son needed something to do. He'd already cleaned up his room because I got to him first thing this morning before I left for work, and then but he was needing attention, whatever. So my wife's like, I don't know what to do with him. He's kind of getting in the way. And I'm like, why don't you give him a job? She's like, you got any ideas what the 5-year-old can do? I'm like, yeah, go have him sweep. He can fucking rock a broom. It's fine. I'm looking around at my house right now. I'm like, I don't know if he swept or not. But if he did, he doesn't understand how sweeping works.
Nope. That's usually the way it is. I remember when I first had my daughter vacuum, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? Who vacuums like this? I mean, when you're vacuuming carpet, you can usually see the trail that the vacuum leaves.
Right.
How are you not over there leaving a trail You're just completely not vacuuming that part of the carpet. You can tell there's crumbs and everything. Where was the problem? Now I'll tell you, my stepdad just recently, about a week or so ago, I went over to his house and he gave me a mower, and he told me, he says, all right, well, hey, this is Caleb's mower. And Caleb's my 9-year-old. I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to be sending my 9-year-old son out to mow the grass. I think I was like 12 or 13 before I started doing that.
Yeah, I was definitely like 13 or 14 years old when I got taught how to mow the lawn. Funny story. So we had an electric mower.
Yep.
And when I was a kid, like, my dad would get on my case to the point where I recognized what was happening now. I didn't quite understand it back then. But he would raise a level of anxiety in me to where I became retarded.
Didn't know what you were doing. The simplest task became not doable.
I'm so afraid of there are points in my life where I was so afraid of my dad, and he would raise so much anxiety in me that I utterly shut down. I stopped thinking. I was working on pure, like, inertia.
Okay.
And he was like, I don't know how at the beginning of doing the lawn it got so bad so quickly. I know my mom was out there too, and that was making it worse because, like, my dad's yelling at me and she's laughing.
Oh no.
Because my dad's funny, I guess, when he's mad. So if you could just picture it, my mom's like snorting laughing. My dad is like calling me an idiot, basically, and I'm like on the verge of tears. I don't even think I've started the lawn yet.
Oh, jeez.
And so the lawnmower that we had has like this mechanism on it that holds the plug, and you flip it from side to side depending on where you're mowing, right?
Yeah.
So you're going. Let's say you're going north, you flip it to the left. You're going south, you flip it to the right.
Makes sense.
Keeps the plug out of the way.
You don't want to run over that wire.
Right. So he's telling me when you mow the lawn, you always want to make sure your tires cover part of the part you already did, so that way you don't leave space in between parts that you cut.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, okay. So I'm so frightened of my father at this point, and I'm so anxious that when he tells me, okay, flip it on this side and then go that way.
What did you do? Did you fucking run over the cord? You did.
Better.
Oh, no.
I keyed his car.
You what?
I keyed his car with the mechanism.
With the little switch thing? Oh,
yeah.
My God.
It scraped against the car, and because I'm so anxious and so stupid
oh, jeez.
at the time, that I just keep going because, like, he told me to go, so I went.
This is good. I'm mowing the lawn. See?
I'm doing what you want, Father. Am I a good boy? Meanwhile, a long fucking scratch mark right along the side of the car. And I remember kind of looking back at my dad, and you ever get so mad at a kid? Because they're doing something so insanely stupid. You're just like...
Stop. Yeah, just stop. You don't even... There's nothing else you can do.
Yeah, I remember that clear as day. My father actually, like, crumbled into a ball momentarily. He was like...
Oh, wow.
He was that mad. And then he was literally like, what kind of an idiot are you?
Damn. I think that's our job as parents. Unfortunately, we fuck our kids up, and no, I don't think your dad obviously knew what the hell he was doing.
No.
But I'm the same way. I'll recognize something that I'm doing similar to that. Like, dude, what the fuck are you doing, man? And I wonder if I've got a very, you know what, my stepdad and your dad should go bowling because, thank goodness. Okay, my mom met my stepdad in like 2000 something. So I'm a grown ass man. I don't have to worry about any of that shit. I didn't have to worry about living with the guy. But my goodness, I mean, just when I go over there to visit, you're like on pins and needles because, hey, go get me the so and so. You go and grab it. He's like, no, not that so and so. Like, okay, jeez, fucking calm down.
I said the so and so, not the who's he. What's it?
It's under the bag with the so and so on it. I'm like, well, fuck, man, jeez, just lighten up a little bit. And I mean, he's been like that for his whole life. So I don't even know how Mom puts up with it. Really, really don't. But yeah, parents just don't understand.
No, they do not. Yeah.
Fucking Keith, Dad's car, dude. Way to go.
I
don't know if I've ever done anything.
I scratched the holy fuck out of it. I'm going to be honest with you. And I just kept going. And I knew I was scratching it too, and I wasn't doing it maliciously. I was scared to move.
My real dad, he had a 60, I want to say it was a 68 GTO. And it was just under a carport and a car cover. And I mean, I was just on edge getting like 5 feet near it because that's how much he loved that car and how much he took care of that car. Now, I got to see my dad every other weekend. My two sisters lived with him, and I remember hearing a story about one of them riding their bike right into that fucking car. I'm glad I wasn't there that day, because that was about the only thing my dad probably would have ever got upset about, was somebody running into that GTO. Whew. Anyway, yeah, I didn't keep my dad's car, thank God.
There was one time I was riding my bike, and it was dusk out, like it's just starting to get dark, and my mind was a million miles away, but I was still riding my bike, and I rode past this abandoned gas station, and it was chained off, and because I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing, and I wasn't looking where I was going, and my mind was definitely not on the bike ride, it was wherever the hell it was at the time, I fucking crashed directly into one of the chains and clotheslined myself off the bike.
Fuck, man. Anybody around to watch that shit go down?
Just the people driving down fucking North Broadway in Massapequa.
Oh, fuck, man.
Oh, yeah, I've got a million stories like that. All right, let's get on with...
back into the album.
Yeah, back into the album. All right, folks, this is... you liked Extremophiles B? Well, here's one for yes. This is Extremophiles A. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's all right. I'd say if I'm ranking these songs, I think this might be the weakest track off the album. I think I know why.
It's not bad. It's just it's just okay.
It's not as aggressive as what we've had earlier. It's definitely I think a little bit more progressive or a little bit more melodic. there at the beginning. I mean, what we got introed with some synth there. It sounds like so, but I think I understand why they put this here. The thing that boggled my mind is like, why put B first and then A, at track 6, B at track 3, and then Extremophiles A at track 6, because they're pretty much songs about the same thing. But I think this is the point where they're like, well, we need. We've been balls to the wall already, and we need something to kind of slow it down. You'll notice that this one's definitely, like I said, not as aggressive as the earlier tunes. So
I'm wondering if like when their producer was like putting the album together, he was like, "Well, this one go here and this one go here." They're like, "No, they follow in a sequence." So like, yeah, but we want the album to be good. So
yeah, I did right now. Probably be a good time to talk about Angry Metal Guy, who was not. Apparently, he's not very impressed with the album. And one of the things that he said was he really said that this was just fucking produced horribly.
Really?
Yeah. Let me read to you what he says here, because I had it in front of me. Where are we at here? It's not that one. Here we go. So. What has never been a problem with Allegaeon is their technical skill. I think we can all agree with that. The problem with Allegaeon was never in their execution. It's in their homogeneity.
Homogeny.
Well, he's got a T in there. Homogeneity? How's that? Is that better? Homogeneity? So he says that... where is the fucking part about the production?
Oh, my God.
Yeah, you know what? You should probably go ahead and cut this stuff and put it into a notepad. That way you're ready to have it all in front of you. Because I read this review and I was like, yeah, he's, the songs are generally more streamlined and less bloated than those on the predecessor, and the album is a merciful 15 minutes shorter. The positive effects are diminished by this unimaginative songwriting approach. Okay. The other major issue is that Allegaeon seem intent never to resolve is the fucking production. Okay, here we go. To be fair, it's marginally better than the Migraine of Proponent, which is he's completely so fucking wrong there. I can listen to this one end to end without a pounding headache. That is where it stops, however, because Apoptosis is still brick walled to a pulp. It's absolutely a major factor in the lack of variety, because all the layers are crushed into one another like in one of those hydraulic press videos. So any of the details setting the separate skill sets of the musicians apart from each other are lost. So that's his main qualm about the production, is that nothing gets to stand out. Mm-hmm. So I guess I was trying to figure out what the hell he meant by the term brick walled. So I guess that means it's just all one big flat surface. And there's nothing that kind of sets it apart from anything else. So I don't know, man. I mean, to me, there's some solos on here that really stick out. I
really don't agree with his review.
Well, he said Proponent, when he reviewed Proponent, it was not a favorable review, and a lot of people disagreed with him on that one. And I was looking through the comments here of the people that decided to leave him a comment here, and it was very positive for this album. A lot of people didn't understand. Of course, he's the angry metal guy. He's going to be bitching about something, I think, all the time. But either way, Extremophiles A, weakest track in my opinion off the album. It's still decent, and I think it has a place here. It's just, it is what it is. The next one though, dude. The next one we get into, I was a fan right off the get go.
All right, well, let's do this thing then. This is Metaphobia. Yeah, that was very old school death metal right there. Very blast beaty. It's fine. Like if you're really like in love with death metal, it's a good track. But
Oh yeah, I liked it right off the bat. Metaphobia, by the way, is the fear of change. So
I don't like change.
yeah, it's a song basically about how things are continually evolving.
It's always true.
Tell me.
Bitches be whores.
Oh, that's what I heard. There's one point in this song. Bitches do be whores. I hope that's in the lyrics somewhere here. You just gotta bitches be whores. All right.
No, they probably give you like a mathematical equation about how bitches.
Oh, dude, it's called a proof.
Bitches equal whores.
So there's one point we heard here, the growls like just go down to like this insane lower level, and for the life of me, I was like, he's not saying words. There's no way he's saying words because it just sounds like he's going.
Yeah, it's sort of the old Cookie Monster growl.
It's deep, and sure enough, he's in that low growl. The sentence that he is saying. The sentence is deepening sleep that dreams for fear of waking into hell. And I was like, I remember when I first heard this. This is the first time I actually had a chance to look at the lyrics. I was like, man, I don't know if he's actually saying something there or if he's just growling, because there is one of the earlier songs he really lets loose.
Here's what I'll tell you. He probably is approximating the words.
Okay.
But, like, he's not, because you can't enunciate and fucking growl.
No, there's no way. But when I read the lyrics and listened to what he was saying, I could pick it out. So
yeah, if you like with a lot, like, other than like the most strictest, like a roar kind of death metal, you can if you listen close. Like I've heard people say like, how do you understand what they're saying? Like you gotta fucking listen. Get your head out of your ass.
That's right, buddy.
Quit being an asshole. Quit ratting people out. Never mind.
Feels awful specific.
One track mind. Hang on. I gotta do it now. I gotta do it. Here it comes. The audience doesn't know what I'm talking about. But you do.
Here, horsey.
Come here, horsey. All right. The CPAP is calling, so let's go ahead and we're going to skip Colors of Currents. We're going to medley these last two so we can call tonight a quits. We got,
Three. Right? Three?
No, we're going to skip Colors of Currents.
No, we got Tsunami and Submergence, which is 8.
Oh, fuck me. You're right. Okay.
Then subtitle.
Yeah, then we're gonna medley these last three.
Let's do it, man.
All right, here we go. We got Tsunami and Submergence, Stellar Tidal Disruption, and Apoptosis. All right.
Let's do it.
Here we go. That wraps it up for Allegaeon, Apoptosis. I really like this one. I'm going to give it a solid A.
Hey, that's great to hear. That is great to hear. Glad you enjoyed yourself, man.
You picked a good one, Binky.
Pat on my back. I like it. So, yeah, man, I'm really glad you took the time to take a listen to it. Listen, final review here. Allegiance Apoptosis, while, in my opinion, not as impactful and complete as its predecessor, Proponent for Sentience, I think it's still probably staying in the top 10 for me this year. I enjoyed just about everything on this album. I can listen to it straight through and not feel like I need to I don't feel like I need to skip any tracks. There may be some weaker ones on here, but I still, again, I believe they find a place in the album, and I can tolerate them. I'm not gonna turn it. So looking at Allegiance, technicality and their instruments and their lyrics, for me, they really do represent what tech death should be. And I would implore you, Mark, or anybody else out there listening, to make sure to check out some of their previous albums. And just earlier this year, to get myself geared up for this, I went back in their back catalog and listened to 2012's Form Shifter for the first time. I'd never listened to it. I started with Elements of the Infinite and worked forward, while Form Shifter came out in 2012, which was prior to that. And I will tell you that it is probably one of my favorite headbanging albums of the year. You know how you find a band and you're worried about going to listen to what they sounded like before you actually started listening to them because you're afraid like it's going to maybe tear off, or you're some of that shine of how much you adore that band is going to kind of wear off when you listen to some of their less refined stuff. Well, Form Shifter for me did none of that for Allegion. I think it just helped me strengthen my I would say my faith in this band. So go check it out. But other than that, man, all hail science. Let's get the hell out of here.
Hail Satan. All right. Next week, we are into our summer of fun, the Summer Slam season, buddy. We've got, I'm just going to rip these off for you. We got Oakley Dokley, Rammstein, Amon Amarth, Upon a Burning Body. Please make better videos. Glory Hammer. Do you want to see my Glory Hammer? Melissa's not a fan of me throwing that one around the house, by the way.
Oh, boo.
The Texas Hippie Coalition, come get it. Sabaton.
Multiple man himself.
Yes. The world's biggest mugwai. L7, scatter the rats. Volbeat.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh, yes. Get the chains out.
Ship chains.
Yes, Battleship Chains. I couldn't remember the name of the song. Slipknot, We Who Are Not As Others. No, it's a different thing. Thy art is murder. It's murder, Jesse Starcher.
Moida.
And then finally, Rage of Light. Yes, I just got into that band. They put out an album earlier this year. We're going to get to it at the end of August. Hotsy-totsy.
All right.
Yeah, buddy. In the meantime, in between time, we're in the middle of Godzilla week all week long. We did a commentary featuring my kids, who one of them wouldn't shut up, and the other one was my daughter. No, they're good kids. You can't see it, but I just rolled my eyes. But Alexis Hana was there too, and so was Jesse Starcher, and we tore into the Godzilla 1998. But that's all right, because tomorrow we're gonna put it on trial, and I'm gonna defend that puppy. We also got an NXT Takeover review. We've got commentary for Anthony Joshua getting knocked out by Cholo Rocky, Andy Ruiz Jr. Did you see that, Jesse?
Oh, no, I haven't watched it, no. I heard about it, though.
Oh, you haven't seen any clips or anything?
That dude's a big dude, wasn't he? I mean, he looked like he had some meat on his bones.
Yeah, he definitely had a taco or two.
He had a steak before the fight.
He's eating enchiladas before the fight. We've got Godzilla Kingdom of Monsters. We've got a review for Godzilla King of Monsters. Go ahead and check all that out. No podcast this weekend. I'm finally getting a fucking break. Everyone wants to record with me. No, I take that back. I'm actually going to be on somebody else's podcast on Friday. I'll tell you that.
Hey, you have no one but yourself to blame, sir.
Yeah. What can I say? I'm in demand. But I'll tell you what I'm going to do this Sunday. There'll be no podcast on Sunday, and I'll tell you why, Jesse. I'll tell you why.
Why? Tell me why.
I'm going to see Hootie and the Blowfish.
Oh, let her cry.
Let her cry.
Oh, that's good
when
stuff.
the tear rolls down my face. All right.
That'll be you. You'll be crying.
Yeah, you goddamn right. It'll be like my father trying to teach me to mow the lawn.
What I do? How did I end up with such a fuck up for a son?
Yeah, it's this guy. I'm 43 years old. He's still asking that question.
No answers, Dad. No answers.
No answers. Next week it's Dark Phoenix week all week long. We've got the Dark Phoenix saga coming next week. I won't be on that one. I forgot to read the book. It was my birthday weekend. I am sorry.
Yeah, you would have had to have started 2 weeks before the show. Trust me. Jeez.
We've got the movie The Dark Phoenix on Damn You Hollywood. Robert Winfrey is going to come on Metal Hammer of Doom, make his yearly appearance because we're talking metal music. Howkly dokily, howdly doodly. And then on Thursday, Bloody Thursday, we're going to do a On Trial for X-Men 3, The Last Stand. Once again, no podcast over the weekend. We'll come back. Unfortunately, Andrew Graham will not be joining us, but that's all right. We're going to still talk Gotham Central Book 1. Are you ready for this, Jesse Starcher?
Yeah, I'm ready, man. Well, when you say ready, do you mean have I read it? I have not read it yet, but I'm ready to talk about it.
Fair enough. We're going to review Men in Black International. We're going to review the new Rammstein. And then we're all going to get together, all of us nerds here on the Red Legend Broadcasting Network, and then we're going to yell at all you people.
Yeah.
We're talking toxic fandoms on the Screaming Boy podcast. Again, no podcast over the weekend, I think, unless I can get Pat to commit to doing a boxing thing. And then, because fuck Tom King, we've got Heroes in Crisis, baby. Woo!
Evan Bevins may be making his return for that one.
Oh, boy.
Yep.
So, yeah, we've got Heroes in Crisis, Toy Story 4, that piece of shit, Amon Amarth, Berserker. And then guess what? You got a little date with me, Jesse Starcher, on a TV party.
Are we doing Black Mirror?
Goddamn right.
Yeah, I almost started one tonight, and the kids were in the room, and I was like, man, I don't know. Because the Netflix stuff has been pushing the boundaries a lot here lately of what I can watch and what I can't watch in daylight hours.
Someone might fuck that pig.
Someone just might. Call back.
And then we kick off July with our continuation of looking at the Bendis, Jessica Jones Volume 2, The Secrets of Maria Hill.
Interesting.
And I believe that's Bendis. I think it is. Could be.
I think he was on most of that book, so it's a possibility. Is it early in the volume? What did you say, Volume 4?
Volume 2.
Volume 2, it's probably him. Probably.
And then the last of the red-hot Netflix Marvel shows, Jessica Jones Season 3.
All right.
And then July 3rd, right before Independence Day, we're going to do Upon a Burning Body because we some bad motherfuckers.
Mm-hmm. That's right, damn it.
And then that's all I can promise you from now because I have no idea where in the world I'll be at that after that.
Yeah, July is looking like it's pretty chaotic for old Mark Radlish there.
That's all right. These are the Herculean trials. These are trying days, and these are trials I'm going to face, and I'm going to face them down.
Sir, I got one question for you though. Okay, have you pulled your pants up in order to do the Muscle Man dance?
I honestly turned away from the television during that.
Pull up your pants and do the Muscle Man dance.
I have so little interest in anything Bray Wyatt does these days.
Oh, well, there was definitely some meta stuff going on in that promo. But the thing is that unless McMahon does not care, I would assume that he had to have okayed it, which is just another thing. Just like, I got one over on the man, and you're like, wait a second, the man probably made the decision to let it go on the air.
Here's the thing.
Anyway.
When Bray Wyatt burns up and does the neutron dance, then I'll pay attention.
Oh, okay. All right, then.
Because I'm just burning, doing the neutron dance. Woo!
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Are you ready to get out of here? Here we go.
Let's get the fuck out of here.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, go give that Rattlich in Broadcasting Network Facebook page a like to stay up on top of all the great podcasts that we have to offer. Mark just ran down a bevy of them, and I can tell you, we talk wrestling, we talk comics, we talk movies, TV, music. I mean, there's all sorts of something or other coming up there on the network, so feel free to either subscribe so you don't miss a show or go back in the archives and see if you can find something that you'd be interested in listening to. Like I said, source material. We're at over 200 episodes. I mean, that's a damn accomplishment in my opinion. So if there's probably a comic book story that we've talked about you may be interested in. And you can find us on, I'm going to make sure to get this right, Mark Rattlich, Podcoin, baby.
Goddamn right, baby. Woo!
If you want to get paid to listen to podcasts, check that app out. You can find us on there and enjoy yourself, make a little money on the side. And also any other free stuff you can find, such as iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, and right here.
Not for much longer, man. iTunes is the dying app.
Is the app dying?
They're going to get rid of iTunes, and they're going to make, like, music and podcast-specific apps, a specific movie app.
Oh, I didn't know that. I heard iTunes was getting, like, discontinued, but I thought, like, oh, they're talking about the songs.
No, the whole iTunes app is being scrapped, and they're breaking it up into individual apps.
Oop to bed, Fred. Well, either way, hey, I listen on Overcast. That's a good one. You can jack your listening speed up to 3x. I've done that before.
How are you not on Podcoin?
How am I not on Podcoin? Well, I'm getting ready to check into it. How's that? I don't want to disparage those guys at all because, hell, they pay you to listen to podcasts, man.
Goddamn right, man. You need to get a look. I'm on Podcoin. The Cosmic Treadmill's on Podcoin. The Resurrections podcast is on Podcoin. I'm sure whatever other nonsense you listen to is on the goddamn Podcoin. You know who's not on Podcoin for some odd reason, though? Fucking
Bruce Pritchard?
No, he's on there.
Okay.
Larry Zonka.
Oh, 411?
Yeah, I tried to tell him. You need to get their interview one is on there, but fuck all that. But Larry Zonka, I still want to listen to his podcast. I gotta keep him on my iTunes app.
Yeah, wow. Huh. Well,
I tried to tell him on Twitter, get on the stick. He don't want to listen to me. He don't want nothing to do with me.
You need to bend the ear of Robert Winfrey, because Robert Winfrey, doesn't he rub elbows a little bit closer with Larry Zonka now?
I don't know.
Sure.
I don't ask.
Well, he stole. Didn't he steal him from us?
They totally stole that podcast from me after I built it up, but that's all right.
That motherfucker ain't gonna listen to you though. Well, fuck that.
All right, folks. We've had a barrel of laughs here. We're just a barrel of monkeys having a barrel of laughs. For Jesse Starcher, the disapproving dad, this has been the Metal Hammer of Doom. Be well, be safe, and behave.